Hey traders, John Howell here. Today we're going to be having a market update, technical analysis market update on where we are right now and what we should be doing looking forward through this rest of this week. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into the market right now. So we're going to start off with the good old stock market, and then we'll look at some silver and gold, and we'll look at some other markets as well too, maybe oil and stuff like that. So what I'm seeing right now when it comes to the Nasdaq right now has indeed been at this channel. You can see really sort of strong channel through here. If I just minimize that, you can see there's actually a few things that I've been watching through here. So the first thing that is happening right now on the Nasdaq is this. We can see that we've actually got this low period through here. And we've got this low period through here. We've got that sort of double bottom. And now we're having that bounce up through now. So we're getting a bit of a bottoming pattern right now in the markets. And we're starting to scoop up in these markets. And we're starting to see a very, very nice strong rise out of these markets. And so this is exactly what we're getting through now. But the really interesting thing is that we can see that the Nasdaq is there's sort of three supporting patterns for at least a little bit more upside for the Nasdaq. Okay, supporting patterns is this. Supporting pattern is that one double bottom in the market. So we have that one bottom, two bottom. Okay, and we've actually broken that neckline. So if we have a look at the actual bottom, the double bottom projection itself, what you do is you measure from you got this one bottom here, two bottom here. Okay, and so we can see how that if we actually measure from that from there to there, okay, and we actually now project that up, that tells us that the Nasdaq should theoretically, we should start to see the Nasdaq at least rally back up towards around that 13,400 level. Okay, so that's that double bottoming pattern. So we should start to see at least that sort of rally coming out of the actual stock market itself, the Nasdaq. Now, if we have a look at the Fibonacci levels, we draw from the Fibonacci from the high down to the low of that, we can also see that that is also a 50 to 60% retracement, which is a retracement in a bear market. We are in a bear market right now, okay? So the first thing I'm watching for is obviously that'll be the target zone moving forward into this week. So we can see that through there, but it's also the projection of that there. So it's probably going to have a nice bullish week for the markets. Probably going to be a bullish week for the markets. Seeing that through there. Now, that's the one supporting thing. So the first one was the double bottom on the Nasdaq. The second one is this overall sort of channel that we've been in right now. And the third one is, see this other trend line through here? Guess where that is? Let me actually squeeze up, 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 squeeze up. Let's see. So the starting point back here where I've got this trend line and the supporting points through, say, all through, you can see it actually started through there. This is actually back in the middle of 2015, right? And then we have all the rejection too. We have rejection through there, rejection. We had a little rejection through there, a little bit up and down. We had a little support through there. And now look where we are right now. So very, 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 very strong long-term level of support there. Now, that's what I'm seeing right now on the Nasdaq. The really major point, the major key I'm looking for is what happens here. Because we could be either, it could be a bear market rally, or we could be getting ready for a major bottom in the markets. And then we start to see a second half of this year being an incredible move. The thing I'm looking for is I want to see an upward trend start to take form. So if we do start to see something like this, we'll probably get a bit of a sideways day moving forward. It's actually public holiday today. I know that. So moving forward there. And then we have another update. And then if we could start to get a bit of a down day like this, and we actually start to scoop up and we start to really move up like that, this movement through here, if we can start to see some sort of an upward trend is basically higher highs and higher lows, okay? We want to start to see, right now we've got this sort of pattern going on. Can we get something like that going on? And if so, then it's going to be really, really, really powerful when it comes to that. And you can see here, if I go back to say my 4-hour chart here for a minute, or even my hourly chart, you can see here, look at this. So, and this is why it's so this is so powerful, right? We've been going down, we come down, down through here. We had this high, came down, low, lower high. Look at this here. Look what happened here. This is a higher low. And look what happened. As soon as we actually broke that low, low, higher low, as soon as we actually, you know what, let me actually take those trend lines off the screen, so because I'm trying to demonstrate something through here. So we can see how that the market was this high, came all the way down, sideways, down, lower high, down, lower low, came up, lower high, excuse me. Then we came down, look at this here. See, notice how we actually had this, it dropped down, but it made that higher low. And then guess what? We actually broke this low. So now we're doing what? Now we're doing a higher low, breaking past previous highs. And this is why this stuff is so important. You don't want to try to buy it through here. The highest probability trade was what? When it actually started to break here. Why? Because it made the higher low, and then we actually broke up, and then look what's happened. Now we've actually started to make a move. This is right here is the most highest probability trade out of this point through here. Nothing through here would be a high probability trade. Why? One big thing: wait for the markets. Now I'm looking at an hourly chart right now, but it's all markets are the same. So if we're looking for some sort of a turnaround out of these markets, and you can see how just by look at this here. We kept making what? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We didn't, we made actually a small little high low through there, and then came down, and now we're actually bottoming out through there. So that's what I'm seeing right now on the Nasdaq. Let's go look at the S&P 500. We're actually getting something really, really simple, but the S&P 500 is strong like bull, okay? S&P 500 is now getting close to a really strong, significant resistance level. There's actually two resistance levels through here. And the really big thing is we've got this double bottom as well too. So we could see a bit more follow through on the S&P, but it's actually, we haven't got actually that much more room to run on the S&P. So, but the big thing on the S&P is, look at this here. The S&P 500 is where? See, notice how it's actually at, look at that long-term trend line. This long-term trend line has been going back. This major support levels has been going back since 2012. Now, remember what I said before, right? Is this going to be a major, is this just a bear market rally? Or is it something different? Let the market do the talking. Don't be jumping. Don't be like your ego and so on and so forth. Just throw your ego out the window, okay? Let the market do the talking. And so the thing is that we can see right now, if we have a look at the markets, look at this here. So the markets are doing what? Down. That's a low. That's a high. That's a lower low. A lower high. Came down, right? And we had a sort of a, not really, right? Bit of a double bottom through there. We actually had a bit of double bottom, came up, we made an equal high, so it didn't make a lower high. And then we came down, and now look what's happening. We're starting to make a small little lower high, and we're starting to get this here. And now look what's happening. We're getting a double bottom, and now we're starting to rally up through there. So the most important thing I'm watching for right now, knowing where we are here, is do we actually start to change the tune here? Does it actually start to create that higher low? Do we actually maybe even start to get maybe a pullback through here, but then suddenly for some reason the buyers come hold it here, just like I shared with on the Nasdaq, and we start to get that, and then we break up. What does that mean? Oh, the market is changing. We're now getting ready for that upward leg. And until we get something like this, we're not going to start to make a significant upward leg. Now, we may get a bear market rally, but we're not going to make a significant move to the upside. Makes sense? If we go look at this actually happened in the Corona crash as well too. Look at this back here. So the Corona crash did the exact same thing, and this is when I started really going big, because I'm like, we're in a major crash, and now we're starting to find a potential significant bottom in the markets, right? High, lower high. Look what we have here, right? Down, lower high, came down, came up. Look at this here. What is this here? Higher low, breaking past previous low. Look at this here. That right there was when? That was when the buy started to really come back in and started to change the tune of the markets. Because right here, as this market's coming down and as this market's coming up, we don't know whether this is going to be another bear market rally before we drop, right? We don't know. what do? We wait for the market to give us some probability that the trend is changing. The trend is down. Is this a bear market rally? We don't know. Oh, look, high, look, the buyers is changing. And then look what happens. We start to do what? And then as soon as we did that, high, low, break past previous highs, look what happens. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, and high, low, right? And all the way up. And then we actually started to change the tune. And then you can see here, high, lows, high, lows, high, lows, all the way up. And then guess what happened? Right? Bit of a sideways movement through there. Then we started to do what? Look at this here. Then we started to do low, high, low, high, low. Oh, what is that? That is what? That's a lower low, lower high, lower low. And then see how the market actually changed tune from there. We went from these high lows to lower highs in the markets through there. So that's what I'm looking through there. Let's go have a look at gold right now. And gold is in no man's land. It's actually definitely, we're getting really stuck at this sort of level where we are right now. If I bring up a horizontal line, we can see as we speak, we're actually getting a lot of problems. There's actually a bit of resistance back here around that 1860 to 1880 level. A lot of resistance, and a support level through here. The same thing for the S&P. I would really love it. I'd really love it if gold can start to create some sort of an upward trend again. We can start to break up and start to make a very nice move. Maybe we get a bit of a pullback like this, and then we hold it for a bit, and then we actually start to get a very nice move up like that. That'd be very, very, very powerful for at least probably a move back up towards these highs up here. So right now, it's not real. We're not getting any strength in this here. We're still in a very downward leg here. There's not even a bottoming pattern. We do have a very strong reversal pattern here, this candlestick pattern. And then something you can see the market ran up. Now what's going to happen through here? But once we actually do start to break past this level, then I do believe we're going to start to see a very nice move up. Now on a bigger picture, the bigger picture is you can see that gold could potentially be forming into this overall ascending triangle pattern. And if that does form over the next, say, couple of months like this, then we could be getting ready for something like that when it comes to that. Moving over now through to silver. And silver is one of these markets that I've been watching really, 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 really strongly. Because is this going to be, is this, because it's actually, I'm watching it very strongly because silver's actually been, we're not getting any strong movement out of silver, right? We had a very strong breakdown, but now we're getting a very strong rally back up. And we did break past all these significant lows back here. And now we're actually having a lot of problems through here. So the really big thing I'm watching for on silver right now is to see what actually happens here. So if I'm gonna go a bit deeper now into, say, the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart did what recently? It actually had a bit of a false breakout. See how it actually broke out, but it actually started to break back into it? That's actually not a very bullish sign in the markets. If we can see this is the 4-hour chart. If we start to go a bit deeper, if silver starts to do something like this where it actually holds and then we actually break back down, there's a massive probability that silver's going to come back down to, on a short term, no, we're talking an hourly chart here. So for you intraday traders, this is something that I'll be watching for myself to have a trade on silver. There's a high probability we're going to start to get around the 2170 to say 2160 to 2170 level from there on that level. And that's around about, if we do get that, that's around about a 2 or 3% drop in that there. But we need to see that sort of holding level through there. And the reason why that pattern is so powerful is because, one, we already got the false breakout. And whenever we get false breakouts out of channels like this, we got a channel, we get a false breakout, it comes back into it, and then it holds it here. And then if we start to get a breakdown like that, there's a high probability we're going to start to do something like this and then come back down to the bottom of the channel through there. The interest rates are the interest rates did something, let's actually go to this one here, right? The interest rates, was it the 30-year one I'm thinking about? What is that one? What am I thinking? I'm not thinking much right now, actually. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, look at this here. So if we go look at the 4-hour chart, look at this here. So notice how we actually had, if I break this up through here, so I'm just showing you an example of what I'm talking about here. Notice how we actually had a bit of a sideways movement. We had this big pop to the upside. So that was what? That was a big false breakout. We broke up, came back down. Look what happened here. We came back up. We tested it as resistance. So we actually had we had the sideways. We actually had the breakout. And then guess what? Then this is the false breakout. And as soon as we actually got back into the channel, it came up, tested it. And then once we actually started to head back down, where did they head back down to? To the bottom of the next support level of the markets. See, and that's the reason why this stuff is so powerful, is because you're using it on interest rates, you know? So, and then let's go look at lastly at the good old Bitcoin in the markets. Bitcoin, guys, is looking really, really, really weak, and you don't want to be trying to fight Bitcoin right now. If I bring on my 20 moving average, we're starting to get actually a little bit of a flattening of that there, but that's okay. The really danger point for Bitcoin is that if we start to if we break down here strongly from this point here, which I do believe there's actually a bit more blood to come in. There's actually that capitulation to really wash out the hands when it comes to cryptos markets. If we start to get something like that, like a really strong breakdown bar, guys, that's going to be the sign to say, okay, then we're now probably going to be heading down towards that sort of 2,000 level on Bitcoin there. So there we go, traders. Hope this helps you out, and I'll see you in the next video. So traders, before you go, if you're after some good trading systems, then this is for you. 4 trading systems for just $4. If you go to johnsflashsale.com, you can actually grab this right now, this bit of a sale that I'm running right now. And here's what you're going to get in this here. You're going to get the blast off trading system, the ultimate trading system, the ultimate trading system advanced, the powerful short-term trading system, the most successful options trading strategy on the planet. This is so successful that it doesn't matter if the market goes up 20% or down 20%, you still can generate an income. You're going to get access to a brand new live training that I'm doing as well too. Also a massive secret bonus. This is worth $1,000 as a secret, but I can't tell you what it is right now because it's a surprise, but wait till you see this. This is going to help you build a bridge to where you are right now to where you want to go when it comes to your trading. So go to johnsflashsale.com right now. Go over there right now. Grab this for $4, and I'll see you real soon.